realtor with Avanti Way. I'm a board member with the South Dade Chamber of Commerce, and this is South Dade Shout-Out. This is a place where we come and we speak to members of our community leaders that help make South Dade, the South Dade region, a wonderful place to live, work, play, and thrive. And today, I'm really excited about today's conversation. We're with my friend Jennifer Gerson. She is the AVP for Community Relations with Dade Community Federal Credit Union. Got that right? Dade Federal Credit Union.
Almost. Dade County Federal Credit Union.
How many times have we practiced this? She was my friend.
Still your friend, Richard. Still
welcome,
your friend.
Jennifer. Welcome.
Thank you.
So we've got a lot to talk about. We only have 30 minutes, and usually we have pleasantries here. We're going to go away with that because we are friends. And again, I can't tell you how excited I am to have you here. Not only because of the role that the credit union plays in our community, but you've got 3 wonderful programs that I really want to touch on that are going to help everybody in our region. First, let's talk about the credit union, the mission and the origin of this particular credit union.
So Dade County Federal Credit Union has been around since 1939. The credit union was started by a group of county employees that put $135 in a cigar box to start the institution. And here we are many decades later, a multi-billion-dollar institution. And our mission is to provide member service and financial products to better people's lives. Mm-hmm. And I am proud to be in our community development department, which really creates programs to enrich people's lives and create our mission into fruition.
Do I need to be an employee of Dade County to be a member of the?
Absolutely not. Over the years, the credit union has expanded our field of membership. So now, as long as you live, worship, attend school, work in Miami-Dade, or we just expanded to Broward County, also, you can bank at the credit union.
Wonderful. Okay, so let's get right into it. Because you are member centric, one of the roles that the credit union is trying to work on is home ownership.
Yes. We
all know, and as a realtor, home ownership kind of lends itself to improving a community. If you're an owner, you're proud of where you're living at, and you don't want your neighborhood to go into decay. So you have a home, you have an assistance program.
We do, and we are a community development financial institution, which allows us to apply for and get grants to create programs like we did with our home purchasing assistance program. Buying a house is the American dream. And as we were sitting down around a table trying to figure out what we were going to do with this latest grant that we got, home ownership kept coming up in conversation. And especially in Miami-Dade, we are living in a very expensive environment, and home ownership has become very unattainable for the average person that lives here in Miami-Dade and Broward. So we, sat down and we put together a program which provides down payment and closing cost assistance for first-time home buyers. And when we started the program, we started thinking about, $35,000 would be a great number to offer people to help them. So, and as that conversation, kept going, we decided, well, no, we really need to launch this with $50,000. People need $50,000 in assistance to buy a home. And then we quickly learned right after we launched the program that $50,000 still was not enough to help people get into a home at the price points where we're at right now. So again, we sat around the table and we discussed it, and we increased the program to $100,000. So we will give people $100,000 towards the people, first-time home buyers, which we can talk about first-time home buyers in a minute, what that definition really means.
Right.
But we will give them $100,000 towards down payment and closing cost assistance when purchasing a home.
What I'd like to emphasize here is when you watch the news, there's a lot of emphasis placed on the interest rate and what the interest rate is, and your program, what it helps to do is bring down the total amount of money that's being put into the mortgage.
Yes.
Now we as a realtor, we encourage people, don't play the interest rate market. If you find a house that you like, figure out a way on how to do this. Your program will bring down the total amount out of pocket. And so what we want to do is the payment. Can we afford the payment?
Correct.
Okay.
Correct. And what is it the realtors say? You date the rate, you marry the home?
You date the rate and marry the home. Yeah,
Right?
all day.
But so the program allows them to finance such a lower amount that it makes today's rate environment a little bit more palatable, right?
And let's talk about the profile of a first-time home buyer. $100,000, that's significant.
Yes.
Significant.
It is significant.
So you touched on a couple of things. Let's go down the list. The home purchasing assistance program, give me the terms.
So the terms are, when you are a participant in the home purchasing assistance program, your first mortgage will be held by Dade County Federal Credit Union, and the assistance is given in the form of a zero interest, zero payment second mortgage.
Sorry to interrupt. What does the zero payment mean? How does
that means there are no payments on the second mortgage of the assistance that we're giving you. And how that works is you need to stay in the house for 6 years as your primary residence with homestead exemption. And after that full 6th year, once you go through your 6th anniversary, we will 100% forgive that loan. So
using the terms of the trade, my home will have recorded against it a second mortgage.
Correct.
Going into the 7th year after it's forgiven, that lien or that mortgage is removed.
Yes, it's satisfied and removed.
And 7 years goes like this.
It does.
Yeah.
It absolutely does. Like, I can't believe, I was just talking about this the other day. I'm in my home now 8 years. I feel like I just moved in. It does. Time flies, right?
Time flies. By the time you've prettied it up, painted it, and whatever, it's gone. Yeah. And it's yours.
Yes.
Okay. And the 0% interest rate. Why do I care about the interest rate?
Because you don't want interest to accrue on the assistance that we're giving you.
Okay. This is in no ways let's go back to how you're at this position. Because you are a community development institution, this grant that you received, it's not for you to make money on this grant.
No.
0% interest, that's
right. Yes. No, this is a federal grant that we applied for, and in our grant submission, we put aside a portion of the grant funds to use to be able to give assistance programs.
Okay. You see, Rochelle, I told you this is going to be good stuff.
Rochelle, are you looking for a home?
Always.
We can help you.
Okay, let's go through the eligibility requirements. And you did mention, you took away a little bit of my thunder. Let's talk about first.
Sorry about that.
No, I'm joking. What is the definition of a first-time homeowner? So, you told me something that I did not know.
Yes. So a first-time home buyer does not necessarily mean your very first home. Mm-hmm. So if you have not owned a home in the past 3 years, you are now considered a first-time home buyer again. If you went through a divorce and you did not get your house in the divorce, you are now considered a first-time home buyer. If you have not owned a home that is permanently affixed to the ground, so if you owned a trailer or a mobile home, then you are now considered a first-time home buyer.
So there's many ways that somebody can
qualify as a first-time home buyer. Yes.
There's an income.
There is. There income requirement. So it's 140% of the AMI when you are purchasing in the low income designated areas. So this program was really created for the people that really need the assistance. And we really need to focus our lending in areas that are low income designated areas.
And this is another important qualification. And if I can make a plug, why a realtor could be very, very helpful in the process.
Absolutely. We encourage people to work with realtors because realtors understand these census tracts. We were talking about Manny, who is closing our first.
We'll get on him. Yeah.
Yes, we will. We'll touch back on him on later. But when I met with him, he brought up a very significant thing because when realtors look in the MLS, it doesn't necessarily coincide with these low-income census tracts. So Manny was saying how he had the dual monitors up, and one was up with the low-income census tracts, and one was up with the MLS maps, and you kind of have to bring the two together to figure out which houses actually will qualify for the program. Because there could be a house on one street that doesn't qualify, but a house on the next street that does.
Right, and we can go into the definition of census tract. That's beyond the scope of this conversation.
We really don't want to go into
We
the
don't wanna-
definition of census tracts, right? Those are government definitions that are very, very hard to understand. But this is why people should absolutely work with a realtor to assist them through this process.
And your website provides the actual layover of where these census tracts
Yeah.
fall, and then it's up to the realtor to kind of do the comparison.
Correct.
Okay, so I'm a first-time home buyer. I've heard about this program. What are my first steps? And there was a class that
Richard,
they
their
had to
first
take.
step is to call you, right?
Yeah,
So you could
thank you.
represent them as the
That was
realtor.
testing you.
Their next step is to go to the Dade County Federal Credit Union website, DCFCU.org, and apply for the program. Because when you apply for the program, it's a two-step process, and you're actually applying for your first mortgage and the assistance program at the same time, so you don't have to apply for two separate different things.
Beautiful.
We combine it together.
We had talked about that there's a few other programs in the county, some known, some not as well known, but in order to qualify for those programs, we have to take a HUD class.
Yes, well, and to qualify for our program, you have to take a HUD class as well. So we encourage people to take that class in the beginning of the process, get it over with. It's one less thing you need to worry about. As we all know, purchasing a home is time consuming, and there's a lot of things that you need to go through. So that's one box to check off in the beginning of the process. You also mentioned other programs. So another great thing about our program is it's stackable with other assistance programs. So there's other foundations and organizations like MDET, Miami-Dade Economic Advocacy Trust.
Yeah.
We got
Yay,
it.
Mr. Diggs.
Mr. Diggs. And there's other municipalities like Homestead that have assistance programs too. And as long as their programs, which I know MDET will, stack behind our programs, we are happy to help you get that additional money and stack it behind ours so you have additional assistance, which further brings down what your mortgage payment will be.
And for those of our viewers, let's say viewers.
Hopefully we have more than one out there
Got
today,
a bunch
right?
Today. That's right. Stackable is exactly that. It's these things that are on top of each other. So I'm buying a very nice house. I qualify for the $100,000. On top of that, MDET has another grant that gives me another $25,000 towards closing costs. So all these things work towards lowering the principal mortgage amount.
Correct.
And again, I'm not saying don't worry about it. I'm just saying that for us, whatever the interest rate is, it's whatever it is. I can't control that, but I can try to control the size of my mortgage payment.
Correct.
Okay.
Yes.
All right. I love that. So I'm bringing my client, and oh, by the way, those HUD classes are very good.
And simple.
They're simple.
Yes.
And I've had clients that have gone through that, and it teaches you some of the ins and outs of home ownership, just little details that a lot of us take for granted, which you got to be taught.
Yes.
Right. Okay. So I bring a client, and they sit down with you, but they bank at another institution. And we already touched that there's no requirement to be a member of the Federal, the credit union.
Not to apply, but we will make you a member throughout the process.
Gotcha.
Because to have the mortgage with us, you need to be a member. It's super easy to be a member. It's a whole cost of $6 for your savings account. You have to keep a minimum of $6 for membership in there. And we will walk you through that process while we're going through the process, probably before we go into escrow. So that way we can hold escrow for you.
To go back to the institution as a whole, why would I want to bank? Do you mind if I say the credit union?
So why wouldn't you want to bank at a credit union? Credit unions are amazing financial institutions. We give you higher rates on your deposit. We charge you lower rates on your loans. And you're not just an account number with us. You're a member.
Gotcha.
When you come into the credit union and you have an issue, you can actually sit down with a branch manager or a financial service representative, and they're going to sit there and help you and walk you through that problem.
Wonderful, wonderful. So we talked about stackable. Let me share with you. So Manny Pacheco is an agent. This is a coincidence. We did not plan this at all.
Yes.
This is a total coincidence. Manny Pacheco is an agent with in the same company I'm at Avanti Way, and he is going to be your first closing using this program.
As soon as hopefully tomorrow.
Oh no!
Yes, I talked to Title this morning. It's very exciting.
He has commented to me the following, Jennifer, just so you know. Once he understood it, it was extremely easy. For the buyer, it was no additional burden. There was nothing else for them to do. It was really just go on and find the house that you need. And the caveat is it's got to fit into one of these places.
Right.
Manny took him to an area that he farms, that he's familiar with, knew about census tracts, knew exactly where to go. And it was it was just painless.
Yes.
Painless.
Yes.
So success. Congratulations
Thank you.
on doing that.
Thank you. We're very excited.
How long will this home purchasing assistance program?
So this is a 5-year grant. We have to expend the money over, we have certain benchmarks over the 5 years of how we have to expend this money. But yeah, it's a 5-year grant.
The whoever, if I'm purchasing the home with my wife, or do both of us then have to apply? Both of us have to be members. Okay.
Absolutely. So the way the grant works is it goes according. So it's a little bit different than the mortgage process, because the mortgage process, whoever's going out to the mortgage has to qualify for the mortgage. But for the assistance program, whoever lives in the house needs to be considered for the assistance program. So it goes by the number of people that live in the house, and then it creates how much income you could have. So today you'll see many homes that are multi-generational homes. They might have the abuela living there or grandpa living there. So if you were a family with 2 kids and you had a grandparent living there, then you're a house of 5, which is more of a good thing when you're trying to qualify for the assistance program, because it allows your income to be higher.
Mm-hmm. I got it. And I love that this program does feed into the mission of membership-centric, building a community. And I'm really excited about just unleashing this on all the people that we know. I did touch on Manny's experience, and I'm going to call him again. Jennifer, we're going to have some webinars through the chamber. We're going to invite Manny to, of course, have a conversation. This isn't just important to the buyer. If I'm a small business owner, I'd love to share this with my employees, no?
Yes, absolutely.
And so that's our commitment to you, and also thank you for being such a good friend to the chamber. But in preparation for this, you told me of 2 other programs that are geared specifically for small business owners of small businesses. I always get the owners of small businesses to that community. Talk to me about Rise Miami.
So the Rise Miami-Dade Loan Fund was created during the pandemic, and we are now in the second iteration of Rise. And Rise was created to provide access to capital for the small business owners of Miami-Dade County. It is a true loan that was created for true small business owners. So this you have to have 50 employees, less than $5 million in gross sales a year. You have to operate in Miami-Dade County, and you have to be in business for 2 years. And on the owner side, you have to have a credit score of 620 or higher and no bankruptcies or foreclosures in the past 3 years. Mm-hmm. And I have a team of people that will hold your hand through the entire process. It's as easy as going to either the Dade County Federal Credit Union website, or you could go to risemiamidade.com. And we will lend you up to $75,000 with easy repayment process, a fixed rate, and a term of up to 6 years if you take out $75,000.
I can't tell you how $75,000 for an owner of a small business could be life-changing.
Absolutely life-changing.
And I can use that for what?
Whatever you need to use it for. If you need to, buy more inventory, if you need to expand your space, if you need to hire more employees, you name it. I mean, we ask for a use of funds so we know what you're doing with the money. But whatever the small business owner needs is what they can use the money for.
There's so much lip service paid to these days on the importance of small business in our community. They're the backbone, blah, blah, blah. This is one of the few programs that go directly to
Absolutely.
A definite need.
Small business owners are the heartbeat of our county. There are more small businesses in this county than large businesses.
Right.
I believe it's 88% of businesses are small businesses in Miami-Dade County.
That fit that definition. roughly. Yeah.
Yes. But I mean, this loan makes a difference of whether they're putting food on the table for their family or for the 5 people that work for them, or if they're scaling to the next level.
Can you imagine somebody that's been in business, has not organized themselves as a business per se, but they can?
But they can
do that, put in the 2 years that they've already been operating. So what's 2 more years? And then apply for this.
Right.
Is this also a grant kind of thing, or is this an ongoing program?
So this is an ongoing program. It is a grant that we work with Miami-Dade County with, but we are very well funded. We have plenty of money to give away. We just need the small business owners to contact us.
You know what? This touches on a point that's very frustrating to me. One, for the real estate side, there's a lot of other programs out there that people just don't, and realtors don't take the time to investigate, and we're all to the detriment of the end user.
These programs are like the best kept secrets that we have.
Well, not today. Starting today,
we're getting the word out there, Richard.
Rochelle, take note. The other one is a little more delicate, but the need is much, much greater.
Yes.
Talk to me about the payday.
So we have a payday rescue program that will lend people up to $10,000 to get out of that vicious cycle of predatory debt. There are more payday lenders on the street than McDonald's restaurants, which when I saw that, it was shocking to me, because there's a McDonald's on like every 5 corners, right? Which means there are payday lenders on every 3 corners. In the state of Florida alone, there are over 1,100 payday lenders, and there are 768 McDonald's. And the average rate that a payday lender charges just in the state of Florida is 404%. I had one loan where a member borrowed $1,000, and let's face it, there are a lot of people that are one flat tire away from needing to borrow $1,000, and they were paying over 800% interest. Yeah, that calculates to the fact that they were paying back over $8,000 to borrow $1,000. Yeah. This boils my blood. This is my passion, and we charge 17.99% interest. For up to $10,000 to refinance unsecured predatory debt. And then we also tie in a financial education component into the Payday Rescue Program. So the first 3 years of their repayment period, they have the opportunity to reduce their interest rate by 3% by taking 3 short online financial education courses. They provide us the certificates, and when we review their loan after the first year, we will reduce it 1% per financial education course taken, up to 3%. The only caveat is they can't take out any new payday loans. We're trying to help them and educate them, and as long as they follow the program, they will reduce that interest rate by 9% over the first 3 years.
And I can see where it is a cycle. I needed it, and then I need it again to pay back, and then I need it again. So for less than a cash advance on your credit card,
yes,
you can potentially break a cycle that's hurting your family, hurting your business, and hurting.
Yes. Okay.
For the eligibility, does it have to be businesses based in Dade County?
This is for individuals. So this is for individuals that are in Miami-Dade or Broward County. As long as they qualify for membership with the credit union, they can apply for the loan.
Wow. I didn't ask you that yesterday.
That's okay.
That's even more fantastic. Okay, Jennifer. So we have talked about helping somebody get into their first home. We have talked about helping a small business ramp up, scale up, and giving them means to do that.
Yes.
And we have talked about helping somebody take back control of their life.
Yes.
And break.
I'd like that. Take back control of your life.
Because some of it can be just so life altering.
It is.
What else? Did you bring me coffee? I mean, you're just saving the world here, Jennifer.
Oh my gosh, I don't know about saving the world, but it's I can put my head on my pillow every night knowing that I'm doing good for the community, and helping people, truly helping people. And, that is the mission of my everyday. And I truly love what I get to do.
I think we've talked so much. I didn't ask, you're scrolling the website in the bottom there, please. I didn't even check on that. I encourage everybody to reach out to Jennifer's team. Know that you're going to be listened to, and know that you're going to be served in 3 of the most important things that happen in somebody's life. On the home ownership portion segment, I hope you're going to do a nice little celebration on the closing.
Absolutely.
Yeah, where are they closing there in your offices?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. we're going to have you back.
I hope so.
I want to have you back in a few months to get a count of how many we've done. And if it'll be a call out to my realtor colleagues to please reach out to the credit union. And we need to do this for our clients. The second thing I want to announce here is that we're going to do a series of webinars at the chamber to educate both home buyers and also employers.
Mm-hmm.
You know, help your employees. Jennifer, give me any closing comments. Anything else you wanna close on?
I just, thank you so much for having me here today.
Oh,
it is my mission to get the word out about these programs, and for people like you and the different organizations that we're part of, help us do that. So thank you for giving me the time and allowing me to talk about these programs. And I hope people that are watching take advantage of them. And if you do call the credit union, just ask for the Community Development Department, and any of our team members will be able to assist you with more information.
We are also membership driven. We also care about our members over at the chamber, and this is synergy. And this is one of those community development. This is one of those programs that really tie into exactly what we're both trying to accomplish.
Absolutely.
So Jennifer, thank you very much, and thank you,
Richard.
Thank you all for tuning in again. This was a wonderful segment, and I urge you, please, if you're a realtor and you have a first-time home buyer, call the credit union, Dade County Federal Credit Union. Dade County Federal Credit Union.
It's a tongue twister.
I was doing it so well beforehand. It's Dade County Federal Credit Union. The website is here on the bottom. Ask for community development, and they will guide you. Please tune in with the chamber, and I encourage you to jump in and join the chamber, but also jump into the webinars. We will be more than happy to spread the word on this wonderful program. My name is Richard Candia. Thank you very much for joining us. Come back next week when we meet somebody else from our community, a community leader that helps make this region the ideal place to live, work, play, and to thrive.